Earl, how's the track look?
Circular and dry.
So why are we going in circles if it's dry?
14 just showed up. Look to your left here.
That's the only person they're waiting on.
The drivers are back in their cars and ready to roll.
Hold on to it. Still no contact. All good, no contact.
Front just was plowing big time, and then the rear end jumped sideways.
I think I came out okay. I just drug the right quarter on the wall. I think I'm fine.
Green, white checker.
Green, 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 green.
It's all clear. 48 half back. Clear by one. Bring it to the checker. Clear by one.
Utah has a rich culture of racing. Starting in the 1920s, Bonneville Salt Flats attracted racers from all across the world, bringing technical innovation to motorsports and spawning a new generation of racing. In 1968, Bonneville Raceway officially opened its gates in West Valley, Utah. With the enthusiasm of the race community behind it, Bonneville Raceway was a hit. Over the years, the racing vehicles got more sophisticated and improved dramatically. However, the facilities at Bonneville didn't quite keep up with the demand.
When the facility first opened as Bonneville Raceways in 1968, my dad was a starter. My mom ran the tower. My older brother and sister worked out here.
Bonneville was so run down back then. I mean, like everybody would say, you get splinters in your butt from sitting on those terrible grandstands and everything.
As I went down there and watched it run, it was exciting, but the place was a dive. I mean, it was dilapidated. The facilities were bad, the bleachers were bad, the racetrack was bad. I mean, everything looked horrible.
My dad would always complain about that because we loved going out to watch the races, but he would always complain that the venue was run down or nobody was managing it, and he always would joke around and say, you know what, it'd be great to do a real racetrack here.
That's what originally inspired us to go forward. We figured we can make this happen. There are all kinds of synergies, build it really great. We had seen what other tracks had done and how much fun they were in the races and how many people came to them. And could we build this in this area and get the same kind of support?
If I have to look back at towards the end of Bonneville Raceways, there is no way that facility would have made it to 2018. There's no way that facility would have made it that far.
He didn't want to see racing go away in Utah. He believed that there is a spot for racing, and that's why he dedicated all these years to the public, really.
Somewhere along the way, Jay, Becky, Spencer, they got this vision to buy Bonneville, tear it down, and rebuild this beautiful facility that's behind me.
If you go outside the state, everybody's familiar with the Bonneville Salt Flats and all that racing out there. But inside the state, the state fairgrounds where sprint cars and open wheel racing was big. And then, of course, Bonneville's been around for 30 years. We wanted to build on the history in Utah about motorsports and racing.
In the beginning, it was a huge undertaking. It really was. I had no idea what I was getting involved with.
Taking on that venture in a larger scale at the time, without knowing how to run the business, I can't believe he did it. But now looking back, it was brilliant, and it's really actually helped us expand and grow to what we are today.
Summer 1997, Rocky Mountain Raceways officially opens to the public with state-of-the-art facilities, a newly paved race oval, quarter-mile drag strip, and a new grandstand for the public to watch the action in the beautiful state of Utah.
Spencer decided to totally revamp and rebuild the track. He completely leveled our beloved playground at the time.
Spencer was the big push of the raceway. It was his belief and his heart that wanted to keep motorsports alive here at Rocky Mountain Raceways. And a lot of the money, I believe, came out of his own personal pocket and checking account.
Obviously, when you're so different in how much money we originally thought it would cost us to what it did cost us, Obviously, those kinds of cost overruns you would think would originally kill us. But the beauty was it got fame, it got recognition, it got racers behind us, and the sponsors started to build.
Saturday, 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 Sunday, Sunday, Sunday at Rocky Mountain Raceways.
Hey, Big Buddha, he's at Rocky Mountain Raceway.
We're hanging out at Rocky Mountain Raceway.
Rocky Mountain Raceway.
Rocky Mountain Raceway, the famous Rocky Mountain Raceway.
Rocky Mountain Raceway.
I don't think there was a better partner for RMR than Maverick, just because of the crossover of our customer bases.
It never ceases to amaze me that we still have those relationships and partnerships today. And Spencer was amazing with that aspect, that he was a guy that got it.
The relationships with those sponsors were great. We did business with them, they would do business with us. So the fans, the racers were really loyal, the sponsors were really loyal, and all those relationships really meant, in my mind, great success.
It brought it to a level that racing in Utah has never been. It was the class of track that had never been seen here before.
Salt Lake City and motorsports have never heard of something so magnificent. It was pretty cool.
We had something here that very, very, very few tracks had. And it was just miles away from your house.
The drivers are back in their cars and ready to roll.
Bring it to the checker, clear by 1.
Coming up the inside pretty hot.
It is what it is right now. Get the pack and see what happens
here. In racing, you've got the excitement, the competition, the sights, the sounds, and the smells. They all interchange with you. The smell of tires burning, or the oil, or on the drag strip side, the nitromethane, or all these different fumes or smells or noises or sounds, or all of that comes into play.
Split second could be a win or a loss.
It's something that everybody can do. It's all about the family.
You can have a 17-year-old driving a dragster in the left lane. In the right lane, the guy's driving the dragster and he's 71.
We wanted people to experience that thrill of speed and fear and emotion and happiness.
Something I've really enjoyed the last 20 years is just the relationships with the families, because motorsports is a very family-oriented sport.
Racers in general are some of the best people that you'll ever come across. Those relationships that are fostered and the memories that have been made over these 22 years. I mean, these are people that I have met in the time being out here that I'll be friends with until my time on this earth is over.
A lot of these racers you got to love. I mean, they're wonderful people.
These people put their hearts and souls into racing. And I never understood that mentality. You know, how they would spend all week and every night and every spare hour they had after work tinkering with their car, you know, to try to make this thing work and win. And the dedication always blew my mind.
Racers spend their lives creating the perfect machine to race with, and they expect a track facility to be just as dedicated to racing as they are, preparing for events that not only entertain thousands of people, but execute multiple race timelines with technical logistics is a daunting task. This brings a whole new level of communication and involvement with the staff at RMR, and takes great effort on their parts.
The very first event was just absolutely phenomenal and crazy, and we weren't ready for it. We didn't even have the ticket booth built yet.
This was a total learning process all along, and it was baptism, certainly by fire, man.
Some of our biggest shows, you know, we've had 8,000-9,000 people here.
But you know, when you put on big events, pre-planning is absolutely paramount.
We do a lot of things behind the scenes that people would never even think about.
from concessions to ticketing to sponsorship fulfillment, everything in between. You really have to have a detailed plan going into it and be able to execute all those things.
It's the challenge of getting the event in and entertaining people the best you can and keeping the flow, keeping the show going.
And then to see the crowd cheer and laugh and yell and scream and just have a lot of fun with the cars that we bring in.
There was nothing that I looked forward to more on a hot summer night than going out and sitting my butt down some flip-flops, you know, listening to the roar of the engines going around and around.
One of the best feelings ever is when you work really, really hard on an event and you absolutely step up to the plate, and we have 5,000 people here and just have a massive night.
We want everybody to leave here with a great feeling that they got their money's worth and they got the show that they came to see.
The employees, when you think about it, they prepared like crazy to get ready for all these races and then to get rained out. It's a saddening experience, but they dealt with it. They figured out how to rally to the next week and make this happen.
From a local race standpoint, it was to be able to grow our competitors by keeping the costs down and making it affordable and fun for their families to be out. And that's a tough job in itself to do.
It's been a great 22 years. It's just fun to know everybody, get to meet everybody.
I want to say thanks to the employees for their hard efforts, their tough nights, their exhilaration that they would express to us.
You become family. Yeah, everybody is a total family out here, including spectators.
I hope they take away our loyalty and our addition to the history of racing, and I think we had a rich history of a lot of families growing up at Rocky Mountain Raceways.
2-4! 2-4! He rocks!
If I get a report, I'll let you all know.
I cannot express my gratitude to Spencer enough for stepping in. His commitment to racing in this state is above reproach. Everything that he has done for the racing community, from sponsorship to just the amount of money that he's put into this facility to keep it running.
We didn't have a better marketing partner than Spencer and Yag. Really, we didn't.
He's really good at assembling a team of good people, getting them together, and then figuring out how to run whatever it may be, whatever type of business.
His investment into us as people and as a friend, I don't know, there isn't a better guy ever out there. He's the true deal.
Anytime, any chance I get to spend some time with Spencer, and Selden too, I love it, look forward to it.
I mean, the guy is a 46-degree black belt in organization, and I've taken a lot of stuff of that from him.
Spencer's brought a lot of things into my life. He's brought in the honesty, the integrity.
For me personally, and for all these people, you know, he's impacted so many lives.
I'm eternally grateful for everything that he's done for me, everything he's done for the tens of thousands of people that have been out here for this entire time, because I guarantee that the Bonneville Raceway days were absolutely positively numbered, and there wouldn't have been this last 22 years without him. And even though it is sad for this facility to go, the memories that we have will go on forever. And those are memories that none of us would have had, none of us would have been able to make if it wasn't for Spencer and his vision and his financial commitment to all of us.
The 22 years I've been here, there's about 6 of us on the property that's been here the full 22 years. And just thank you, Spencer, Young Automotive Group, and everyone else.
I want to thank my brother for getting into it. Spence did an amazing thing. It was exciting. And so everything comes down to an appreciation level.
Thank you, Spencer, for 22 wonderful years, for being a good friend.
It's been a great fun job.